Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to another edition of Lewis Brett Raven, Quoth Lewis Brett Raven. I'm your host and artist for the day, Lewis Brett Raven, and I'm just checking my pencil coloring here. I'm going to do a quick look online to get the color scheme for Wile E. Coyote that we're coloring right now. Okay. The good thing is I have lots of colors of skin tones. So it's just a matter of finding the right one to blend with what's on the screen here. Okay, I found one for color. I think this will do. Yeah, these will do. Alrighty. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. We had a lot of wintry weather yesterday and last night. Had about an inch and a half of snow, but it's almost all melted away in certain parts. Unfortunately, the back of our house where our solar panels are, that's still completely covered because it was still too cold and the sun didn't warm up enough, and now the sun's on the opposite side of the house, so it's not on the stuff. So that figures. But hopefully it'll get melted off, get warm enough here. I don't know. It's kind of weird. If we don't need all our solar panels covered with snow and ice. And I can't climb up the roof and get up there and knock it off or anything. It would be much too dangerous to try. Even if I had a ladder to get up there, which I don't. Why am I using colored pencil instead of colored markers? Mostly just personal choice today. I'm going to be using markers as well, but for the figure itself, I wanted to go colored pencil. For those who are wondering how I got to this level of drawing, there should be below the screen a link to the first part of this where it shows me drawing the image from a couple days ago. Wasn't this supposed to start at 1? Yes, it was. It was supposed to go from 1 to 4, and unfortunately, the weather kept me up all night because my cat could not stand the cold or whatever the heck his problem was. He was just having a purple cow last night, and so I didn't get to sleep until around 8:30. Yeah, I set my alarm, and I know I got up, but I don't remember what happened after that. And next thing I knew, it was already 1:30, so I was like, well, I'll just reschedule for 2:30 and get ready. So, but we'll stay until 5. So you'll still get 2.5 hours instead of 3. Hopefully my light will still be good till then. I don't know. I try to do these in the middle of the day to get the sunlight from my window, so I don't have to use the rather poor lighting I have in my office right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. I should get one of those circular blogging light things, but I haven't found one I like. I don't know where I would place it. One thing's for sure, if I ever get another place to live, I am getting overhead lights with fluorescent light. That's what I was trying to think of. Overhead fluorescent lights. That way I know I have enough lighting to see by and work with. Of course, I wanted to put them up right along, but the way they've got the air conditioning ducts and everything set up, they can't install them, unfortunately. Am I going to watch football? Well, not the first game, obviously, since I'll be drawing, at least for part of the first quarter, if nothing else. I probably won't even be able to get it because I think it airs on CBS, and we don't have CBS in my local area right now, thanks to Dish Network and the idiots who own CBS not being willing to come to terms. We just don't have a local CBS station on our TV. So I think that's the AFC game, the Titans and the Chiefs or something. I don't know. But whoever it is, I'm not watching that one. Might watch the Packers and 49ers later in the evening. You can at least get Fox to watch that, but I don't know. I have other things I need to get done. I'm not that big of a football fan these days. If teams I actually care about are playing, maybe, but I don't really care about any of the teams that are playing right now. So, I mean, I'm happy for the teams, and their fans, because at least, it's different. Hopefully you'll get someone new that hasn't been to the Super Bowl in a while. That would be nice, rather than see the same teams all the time. but we'll probably end up being Chiefs and Bucks or something. And same old, same old. Am I watching Book of Fett? No, I don't have Disney Plus, so I haven't seen any of that stuff. Mandalorian, Book of Fett, Bad Bunch, or Wild Bunch, or whatever the clone trooper thing is called. None of that. And I'm not in any particular concern or rush to do so. Same with WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier, all that stuff from Marvel. If I see it, fine. If I don't, well, it was meant to be. Did I copy this off of somebody? I'm sure if there's a reference of him doing this pose, but that was not my intention. Takes several layers to get it to the right shade and probably be sharpening my pencils now and again a few times. Why Wile E. Coyote in your Roadrunner? I don't know. I thought about putting Roadrunner in here, but I was just, I don't know. I was trying to figure out, when I put him up here in the little silhouette up top, but it was like, what's the point? Have I ever seen a real Roadrunner? Yes. And they look nothing like the cartoon, and they don't run anywhere near as fast as the cartoon. I used to live in the desert, and they had Roadrunners all over the place. And they cannot run coyotes in real life. That's all just Warner Brothers being funny with the cartoon. They're actually rather slow. Even my house cat could catch them. It's quite funny to watch. But they can also fly for a short while too. They aren't completely road bound or grounded. What they'll do is they'll typically run until they get tired and then glide. Leap up and glide for a while. Not like a huge amount of height, but enough that it can help them get away from a predator. I forget how high I saw one. I think I saw one get as high as like 5.5 feet, maybe once, but which is, basically enough for like my cat to miss them when they swipe. But my cat was quite good at killing and catching stuff back then. The one I had back then. It typically, one thing I got kind of worried about was we had snakes in the area, and we didn't want to mess with the snakes because we had multiple poisonous ones around the desert, rattlers, and I forget what the heck the other one was now, but it was not one you wanted to get hit with. And they were nasty. We had one in our garage once, and it snapped through a wooden ruler with its striking. So, wow. Don't want to get hit by that thing. But we did manage to kill it, and we didn't want to kill it, but when it was that aggressive, you kind of have to. And we took it to a wildlife thing to find out what it was, because we didn't know what kind of snake it was. Now, like I said, I've forgotten now what kind it was, but they were like, "Oh yeah, those things are nasty." We didn't have a choice. We understand. Make sure you clean out your garage and make sure there's no babies or anything nesting. Like, yeah, okay, thanks for letting us know that. And there wasn't, thank God, but not much fun. Why would a snake go in your garage? Because it's 130 degrees outside, and they don't want. And even cold-blooded snakes say, "Nah, it's too warm, man. I want to get out where it's cool." Whoops. Didn't realize I was off camera. I'll do it this way then. If I can. Here we go. Did you mention what you're doing next week? Concerning what? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. For those who are wondering, I have a different chat room open, not something that I can share on the screen. Oh, okay. They watched last night's podcast, and they want to know if what we're going to review for next week for the movies. John Norris and I talked about that after the show. We hadn't really set up something. We're trying to figure out how we're going to do a certain theme, but I don't want to say just yet. We're trying to figure out the next few weeks, actually. But it'll be more of a classical type stuff, classic films rather than modern. I think what we're going to do is either favorite, top 10 movies of a certain performer, our top 10, or our top 10 superhero films, which doesn't necessarily mean Marvel or whatever. Maybe not super, but maybe comic book films. We'll see. But yeah, we haven't fully determined what all we're doing yet. Who's my favorite Looney Tunes character? I don't know. Probably Daffy, I guess. Daffy is the least annoying of the characters in a way. I mean, he's annoying, but he's annoying in a certain. He always gets, the one who always suffers all the worst damage, I guess. As far as the ones that speak and do. I mean, Wiley's obviously the one who gets the most damage of all, but he doesn't speak. To speak not very often. He was supposed to never speak, actually, just use the signs, but for whatever reason, a couple times they did have him speak in a few episodes. Bear with me here while I figure out his color scheme. What is your favorite Cody Roadrunner episode? I don't know. It's been so long since I really got to watch them. I watched them as a kid, back in the 70s and 80s mostly. So it's been a while since I've watched them. Let me think. I forget how many there were that were made because they all run together because they're very similar in certain context. But there was, like I said, there was a few episodes that they broke the regular planned system of how they did it and had Wiley talk to the audience and come across as a highly intellectual scientific mind that I thought was kind of cool. You think I'm a cartoonish buffoon? But I tend not to get too engrossed. With the cartoons as I used to. I probably should go back and watch some of these again. I know I've watched them since I was a kid, but it's been a while. Daffy, it's easier to remember because I can think of Duck Dodgers or I can think of the Robin Hood episode. And of course, there's all the times that he and Bugs and Elmer Fudd are fighting over rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season. But I guess I remember one of my favorite ones is when Wiley gets in the bat costume and it's green and he's flying along, flapping along, and he flies into the side of the mountain. I'm using a light golden skin tone for his light fur, and I used a extra deep golden for the dark fur. I know it doesn't help. This is what they have written on the side of the pencils, guys. Sorry. What kind of color pencils are these? Crayola. Crayola Colors of the World colored pencils. Mostly for skin flesh tones. It just so happens that, Wiley's brown and tan, and I figured what the heck, use those rather than use other brand. They work fine. They're fairly light fast. Okay. When am I going to get to Marvin? Hopefully pretty soon. I'm almost done with the figure here, and it's not that much more coloring. I got to color the background, yes, but the background's a lot easier to color than the figure. Color those cactuses. Okay. And the reason they're a little more easy to color because I'm using markers for the background more. That's too bright. Far from done with this when we get done with this particular tone of green. If Daffy is your favorite character, why didn't you draw him? Because I already did a while ago. You don't always draw the characters that are your favorites. You try to challenge yourself and do stuff you don't normally draw. And I hadn't drawn Wile-E in years, so. Back to the colored pencil. Who's my least favorite Looney Tunes character? I don't know. I was never particularly fond of Pepe Le Pew. Not because he was a skunk, I just didn't like the I don't know. I always felt bad for the cat because he was always pursuing her, and it was like not funny to me. It was like he a stalker or something. I didn't think of it like that as a kid, but as I get older, it's like, oh my gosh, it's a stalker. He would be so cancel culture today. Like, nope, that character can't be on TV. He promotes rape or something. Of course, a lot of the Looney Tunes characters today would not be able to have the same kind of humor because cancel culture would eliminate them from being aired. Whether it's because of poor racial stereotyping or implied racial stereotyping or people who are homophobic or whatever the heck it was, they'd find reasons not to have it, unfortunately. And I think that's part of why we don't have a lot of cool cartoons that we used to have back in the day. Because people actually had a sense of humor back in the day and don't anymore. Comparative. I don't know. John Norris says, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, John. Someone asked what we're doing on next week. Do you want to do the Newman stuff next week, or do you want to do the favorite comic movies instead? Either way is fine with me. I just need to know what I'm doing so I can set it up. Well, thanks. What you can see of it, the light's kind of weird right now. We got quite a bit of a blue tint here. Let me get that out of the way. I didn't realize that was reflecting as much as it was. Paul Newman is good. Okay, so next week we'll be talking about our favorite Paul Newman movies. And there'll be a couple, when we see our favorites, there's going to be a couple that might not make the list because we've already discussed them. We'll mention them, but we've discussed them in previous episodes, so we'll probably say, well, we've talked about this one before. So yes, we include them, but we're not going to go and add length about some of them. Interesting. Okay. Wasn't working at first. Sorry if I'm being a little bit quiet. Trying to think what else. Did I hear that IDW was going to stop doing Transformers comics? Well, they're not stopping per se. I mean, not till next year. The license is expiring, and they're probably not going to get renewed. Is what's being said. As well as a GI Joe. That may be because certain people are looking to bid and buy out the rights from Hasbro instead. I don't know what to think about it. I mean, they've had it for a long time, almost 20 years, and it is time for someone else to have a turn with them. But the rumors as to who's getting it, Robert Kirkman, that doesn't bode well, in my opinion. Definitely don't want Kirkman touching anything, to be honest. I would hope that some of the negativity and the lawsuits he's facing would tell Hasbro to not do business with him. But, we'll see. Of course, Hasbro is a mega corporation, and they actually know how to make contracts and make it enforce it. Whereas, he's usually taking advantage of people who aren't familiar with contractual law, so it might not be that much of a concern for Hasbro. I don't know. But I'm sure we'll have some sort of G.I. Joe and Transformers comics and stuff regardless somewhere. Someone will buy up the licenses and use them. Put a little of the yellow overturn over that. No, we'll do it this way. Hopefully this shows up. I don't know if it will or not. I'm putting a yellowish orange to kind of give a sand texture or tone to the ground. Probably isn't showing up on camera very well, but let's see if I can get it close enough. Can you guys make that out when it's closer? Do I need to do something a little bit darker? Let me know. Okay. Yeah, John says he can make it out when I hold it up to the camera. So, it'll probably show up when people look at it in person. But the way the lighting is right now, it's kind of blocking it a little bit as it gets darker outside. Like I said, I screwed up. This was supposed to be at 1, and my cat, for whatever reasons last night, was just not having me. I'm not having it. You're not sleeping. Get up, get up, get up. There's something going on outside. I don't like it. I guess he really just, every little thing was bugging him last night. A lot of noises he wasn't used to, I guess. House was creaking from the cold. He wanted snuggles, and I'm like, no, I don't need smothering from kitty cat. I like breathing. She was kind of for some reason, the bottom half of the house is, the lower level is cooler than the higher level today, or last night, I should say. It's like the heat vents are getting a combination of cold air and hot air, and so it's not really that warm of an air that's coming in, even though you've got the heat on. And upstairs, even though I have a warmer air, it doesn't have quite the same mixture of the cold air for some reason, and it's not as forceful of air being pushed out, so it's warmer by about 2 degrees upstairs comparatively. You might not think that's a lot, but it is. There is a difference between 72 and 74, especially if you're feeling cold air blowing down on you from the vents. I think this will suffice for the layout of the Now I know you can see the darker gradations of the sand there, so I don't have to worry about that now. Let's see. Wrong side. Oops. Sorry about that. There we go. Light orange. I had to go with the rustic west more than anything else. It offsets the ground enough. So John, if you're still in the room, what's your favorite Roadrunner Wily cartoon? Someone asked me that earlier, and I didn't really have an answer. It's been so long since I watched them. And very formulaic and similar in tone. There were ones I remember, like, when he was wearing the bat suit, but I might do that later to draw him in the bat suit. Okay. Whoops, I thought that was a red. It's not. That's because I grabbed the one. He's like me. He doesn't remember any of the titles. He hasn't watched them in so long. Yep. That was my problem. We'll have to do that maybe down the road when we talk about TV again. We'll talk about Looney Tunes and what our favorite episodes are or something maybe. Yep. The time he spoke, yep. He's like me. It wasn't so much the super genius stuff, though. Although he was, I liked it when he was talking to the audience, like. But yes, the Roadrunner theme song. And the thing is, you can remember, some of the lyrics to the song, but it's very difficult to actually remember the whole song. That. Oops. Don't want that. Gotta get our yellow divider line. There. Nope, that's not the right one. I'll probably get shut down for this, but it doesn't want to do it. All right, whatever. Silly. I found the lyrics, but oops, I better make sure this is the right color. It looks green to me. Yeah, it's too green. Let's try a different color. That's better. Maybe. That looks even greener. That's weird. Yeah, that's even greener. And blue. What the heck? Okay, I don't trust your colors anymore. Just have to keep them going through until I find the right. There we go. That's blue. Yeah, I'd find a way to play the song in the video, but I know someone would try to copyright strike me. Just to be ornery. I'll never understand why some people can do whatever they want and other ones can't, but it's like, how do all these musicians that don't even have music deals or anything, they can do covers of songs, yeah, and it's okay. Yeah. But I don't know. It's weird. No, I didn't think about this, but there was a car called the Roadrunner, and they used the cartoon design for it. Nobody ever made a Coyote car. They should have made a Coyote car. I mean, they make them after so many other animals, right? Acme jetpack optional on the car, of course. Oh, actually, think about it. With all the cars these days have nitro and nitrous oxide, rather, built into their vehicles so they can go faster and stuff. Could you imagine that? Kind of like have to give him one of those type of cars, Fast and Furious style, you know. That would actually be a really cool cartoon. Make him whatever they call those things now. I forget what kind of racing it is that the Fast and the Furious do, but you know, that kind of street racing or whatever out in the desert with his little car. And he hates the Roadrunner. He's always getting in his way. Of course, a Roadrunner running faster than one of those is going to be a bit much. Of course, in real life, as I said earlier in the show, Roadrunners aren't that fast. It's just for the sake of the cartoon, but Coyote would take down a Roadrunner in real life, no problem. And we're going out to the desert and going, oh, I'm going to find some Roadrunners and see how fast they actually are. You know? I was rather disappointed. I forget what their top speed is, but it's not that fast. Although they do think they're fast, and they do race against the cars across. As you go by them, they'll race you side by side. And maybe for about 20 feet, they might keep up with you. They think they're going like crazy, and they're really not. especially if you're out in the real Badlands. Everybody drives insane out there. That's what I'm saying. Him driving a hopped up car would be perfect. Alrighty then. Let me find a. That's all the small ones. Okay. There's that one. We got about another hour to go. So let's move right along into Marvin the Martian. K9. This is partially penciled and partially inked already, mostly just so I can get the circle templates and other things there. But I might actually do something here. Okay. I just want to get the color schemes right on these characters more than anything else. Because I'm going to go ahead and go straight to color over some of this stuff first before I ink it. It's getting a little bit too dark to see what's going on because the light is getting darker as the sun goes down. And I need to know if I should go ahead and put other lights on real quick. Just because I can see does not mean the audience can. Now John says he can see it well enough. I don't know. Let me see here. I think that helps a lot, don't you? Okay. Yeah. All right. So you're talking about cartoons. For those who don't know, John has done some voiceover work, done some narration for audiobooks and stuff. Um, have you ever thought about practicing some of these characters, like Marvin the Martian? those who don't know what he means by has been busy with his music. He's been a musical director for a lot of theatrical stuff and um, other types of work for churches and ceremonial type stuff, weddings, funerals type things. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering how that would go. Voice acting is so strange to me. um, because they don't do voice acting like what I think of voice acting anymore. Voice acting, a lot of times they'll just hire an actor to do their voice, and it's their voice, like they're just playing a normal role, and you're just having playing an animation. Whereas voice acting to me is creating a different voice than your own and playing that character. Um, so it's kind of a weird thing. How they've changed that dynamic. Um, I guess they just don't have the quality of a Mel Blanc or Mel Blanc or some of the other people that they had from before. So they just went with who's available. I don't know. And then when they do have a good voice actor who really defines a character like Ashley Eckstein for Ahsoka, oh no, we can't cast her in the live action. We cast, you know, someone with a name and a face. Not that I'm saying Rosario Dawson is bad as Ahsoka. It's just kind of a shame that they didn't give Eckstein even the option to try out for it. I thought that was kind of sad, actually, when I found that out. I was like, that's not fair. But that's typical Hollywood. That's typical entertainment for you. Okay, Jen, who's your favorite voice actor? That's the next question that people are asking me. I don't have a favorite voice actor. I guess it would be Mel Blanc or Mel Blanc, however he pronounces it. That would probably be. If he's not my favorite, he's got to be up there. I mean, I'm not really into that scene enough to know who's who and what's what. Just go with it. I think we both like Kevin Conroy for playing Batman in the animated series, but that's just like one role. What else has he done? Makes me wonder. I mean, I know he's kind of done some other things, but pardon me. Okay, that's all the reds. I think. Well, technically, Canine has a red nose, but I don't know if I want to go there or not yet. I'll come back to it. What I'm trying to do is figure out the color codes for the greens. That's two. Well, actually, that might work. Yep, that'll work. Okay. I'll do that. And then that's darker for him. Okay. Make sure I get this right. I don't want to screw it up. Okay. You still got snow on your roof or anything over there, John? We still have snow on the roofs here. My solar panels are still covered. At least they were the last I looked. Okay, let's see. Frank Welker, yeah, that's a good one. James Arnold Taylor, I'm not familiar with him offhand. Jim Cummings, okay. David Kay, not familiar with him off the top of my head. Steve Blum or Bloom, yeah, okay. Who are James Arnold Taylor and David Kay known for playing? What characters are they known for? Maybe I'll know. Why don't you tell me what they do? I'll probably feel like an idiot when you tell me, oh yeah, I know who that is now. But anyone who's watching this live or later on, if you aren't familiar with Twisted Tunes, it's a panel that Jeff Zanini does at conventions where he has voice actors read movie scripts and their various characters, which, yeah, I've seen that before. That's something else. Yeah, it's like Daffy Duck. Someone doing the voice of Daffy Duck, reading, you know, like Alfred Hitchcock roles or something to that effect. You know. It's like he's playing out like what was it? The guy had him reading the Alfred Hitchcock monologue to one of the earlier films in Daffy Duck's voice, and I was just like, that is crazy. It was wild. Oh, okay, that's why I don't know. I don't know Ratchet and Clank. Okay, okay, all right. I didn't realize he was Obi-Wan. Okay, that's cool. But that's why I don't know who those guys are, because I don't follow the video game stuff. That makes a big difference there. So now I know why I didn't think of who are you talking about. Okay. Yeah, voice acting is a lot more than just the cartoons now. They do the computer games, and they do the. Well, they actually do a lot of voice acting in live action stuff now these days because everything's computerized, and it's not like, oh, everybody knows Major Barrett Roddenberry is the voice computer of the Enterprise. They got a bunch of other stuff now. Okay. All right. There we go. David Cape voiced Megatron on Transformers Beast Wars and Armada. Optimus Prime Transformers Animated. Only actor to do both Megatron and Optimus. Okay, that's interesting. I only ever watched the original Transformers though, so from the 80s. So again, kind of out of my knowledge zone. That's why we have John though, because this is people who have different knowledge in wheelhouse and educate me sometimes. For these guys, check out their IMDb page. Yeah, that's true. They do have ridiculously long pages. And you go, they did what? um, that is true. So, whoops, I screwed up. Not to the point where I can't fix it, but okay. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Just trying to get the right pins. They're gonna give me the right shaded black here. Yeah, it's much better. I'll go past 5. I'll go until this is done, however long it takes. Because I don't think I'll get it done in 25 minutes, but we'll try. Yeah, he still has snow. Okay, yeah. Most of it has melted in the area. It was just weird. What sticks, what doesn't, where it sticks, where it doesn't make any sense today. Of course, it's fairly warm considering what the weather has been the last few days today. I think it's in the 50s or something. Whereas it's been the low 30s to 20s the last few days. So I hope I did a decent job on this. This is actually my first Marvin ever. So I hope I did a respectable enough job. Hmm. Do you think Marvin the Martian is a USC Trojan or a Michigan State Spartan? I don't know. I was just thinking the helmets here. Why are canines' shoes different than Marvin's? Because I wanted them to be. It made it easier for me to differentiate whose feet were whose, basically. That's all. So I gave canines um, shoes. Tread, and I didn't give it to Marvin. And part of the reason, another reason I did it was because they move differently, and it just seemed like giving Canine the tread boots would make more sense. But no, normally they both have the same type of shoe. You are correct. So sorry if I'm off model a little bit. That's another difference I made between Canines and Marvin's footwear. Is I gave Marvin 3 um, lacing stripes across the top of the shoes, and only gave Canine 2. Again, mostly so I could remember whose feet were where, because they were so intertwined. I said I better do that, or I'm going to screw it up and forget whose feet are whose when I color and do so. Alrighty, that takes care of those. Let's get this gun inked and colored. I know you're down there. Talking to my kitty. I'm sure you guys heard him crying. He's like, I want attention. I want to get fed. I want. Worse than having a child. Let's see, is this oregano or allergy? That's two allergy. Of course, it does say only one, not yellow, so. Okay, where's it go? Okay. Almost done. It's figures. Now, let's give it a little bit of gray. Okay. Okay. Now I need to get the smaller pen. I have to start to go blurry. Just give me a moment. Nope, that's not helping. Okay. Try the other pair. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're almost done here. Unless you guys want me to do the background sky too. I don't think I really need to. I can always do it later. But this is... I think we all know they're in outer space. Or space isn't white. So maybe I should do it. I don't know. Let me get the colors around the leveling here done first, I guess. I'll take a closer look. Or not a closer look, but a more studied look. See, even John's like, oh, I gotta go, man. It's dinner time. Yeah, I know. Why do you think the cat was bothering me? What is it? It's almost it. Yeah, I'll. Well, I want to make sure you guys see what I wrote in the lettering. I shall not engage in a battle of wits with an unarmed opponent, Earthling. Sounds like something Marvel would say. I think I am gonna go ahead and get a dark blue in here for the space. Let's see here. I don't know how well. Oh, hush, kitty. I can do it and keep the Starfield. But, yeah, I think that'll work. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of a outline around the figures as well. I think that'll solve it. Okay. Yep, this will do. Okay. Now, there. Let's finish this off. Hopefully, I will get this finished shortly. By 6. It's a little bit long today. Okay. Would I ever do anything for Krusty? That's Aaron. He hasn't invited me. I've mentioned an interest, but I think maybe when I get a book out again, I'd be more interested in helping promote me or something, maybe. I don't know about any of the guys over there, in that regard, of being on their live draw shows or not. Certainly willing to try. A lot of them do it at nighttime, and I don't have any light to go with it. But that's one problem. But hopefully this isn't. Yeah, you guys can see it okay. Because it's getting sundown over here. Sorry about the noise there. All the thud. Actually, as you can see, I'm just trying to finish this up as quickly as possible. If there's a little bit of different levels of shades of blue, that's fine because it looks more atmospheric that way. Space atmospheric, that is. So I'm not worried about it being perfect on color in that regard. Well, don't you tap my arm, kitty. When you tap my arm, it's claws out. I don't like that. He doesn't tap the right arm, it's always the left. But nevertheless. Okay, we are done. Just sign it. And let's see if I've got a. No, I don't want to do it with that one. Let's see, just do it with this, I think. No, wrong one. Correct again. Okay. Okay. And there you have it. And so, let's see. This one's 20, Wiley's 15. If you want to reach out to me and buy those, Quoth Raven LBR72@gmail.com. Subject Marvin Martian or Wiley Coyote. Again, price is 20 for this one, 15 for that one. Okay. Alrighty. And I hope you enjoyed watching. And we'll see you possibly tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then on Monday. Depends on how I'm feeling and all I can get done. But we'll see what's going on. Let me change glasses again, if you don't mind. These are my really close-up glasses. Not my computer glasses. Okay, that's better. And let's see. If you enjoyed this video, or you think others might, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to continue to get content from my channel. As always, I thank you for watching and for your support. If you want to reach me on social media, at Facebook, Lewis.BrightRaven, Twitter at LewisBrightRaven2. You see more of my artwork, go to deviantart.com/BrightRaven. You've been watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven, exclusively on YouTube. Again, if you are interested in either of those pieces, the Marvin the Martian and K9 is 20, the Wile E. Coyote is 15. Email me at quothetheravenlbr72@gmail.com. And if you have other questions or comments about the video, again, same address. If I don't get back to you within a reasonable amount of time, say 24 hours, try lewisbrightraven@yahoo.com. That is my backup email for the channel. Again, we'll be possibly back tomorrow, certainly on Monday. Monday we'll do some more comic reviews and some other things, but I don't know exactly what we'll be reviewing just yet. But we'll also do some other discussion. And again, on Friday next week, we will have John and I will be doing the Paul Newman discussion. Paul Newman films, your favorite Paul Newman films, this Friday coming up. So until then, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.